So the camera is working. If I go down and I go up, it's so hello everybody. How are you doing? Yeah, yeah. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Yeah, perfect. So today we have a really nice presentation. This is a presentation that I love to do. It's called the Innovator's Mindset. So I know usually in presentations nobody tells you to take your iPhones or smartphones out, but this presentation I really want you to go to slido.com and then use the hashtag Spark. That's the code of the room. So for everybody that is watching us live, go to slido.com on your phone and then put the code SPARK, because we're going to have an interactive session. So it's not only interactive here. Maybe, Anton, you can do us the favor to show to the people watching that we have a room here full of people. Maybe you can just show in the camera. So it's really nice. It feels surreal. We are keeping social distancing, of course. And is everybody already logged in? Yeah, raise your hand if you're already inside. Yeah, okay, cool, that's the majority. Perfect. So the first thing that we're gonna do is, I'm going to post a question, and it's the following: what is innovation in 1 or 2 words? So I just, a new pop-up should come out, and you should see that there's a question. So in 1 or 2 words, I want you to tell me what is innovation for you. And Vladimir, can you do me the favor and let's show what's going on. Okay. So what is innovation? So we have a little cloud here: improvement, creativity, new ways, never existed before. Okay. Perfect. Let's see. Idea, new ways. All right, fresh beginning, different risks. We said, okay, that's a new way of getting some risk. A new way of thinking, unconventional. Did everybody vote already? 1 or 2 words? Nice, okay, perfect. That's something. We have 24 people that vote something. Okay, it's not changing. But improvement and creativity, new ways and change, idea are the biggest ones. So maybe we can go back to the original presentation. Yeah, there. Thank you, Vladimir. So why do I do this talk? Usually I argument that we are going further away from the core of what innovation actually means. So we had some big words before, and if you ask managers in companies, you will see that they talk about methods, processes. Some of them dare to say, oh, innovation is about reputation, just like doing the right marketing, you convince the shareholders, and then you're an innovative company. If everybody thinks you're innovative, you're an innovative company. And other things that is about metrics or KPIs, just measuring stuff and trying to check if you can get there. And even it goes a little bit further. Other people think that innovation is about making more money or revenues. Well, I actually believe that all of these different words, they are part of it in some way, but they are taking us away from the core. So I really want you to now just check the following video to learn what innovation is, the core of innovation. Well, so yeah, that's it. Is it spinning? Yeah, it's working. Yeah. Wow, man, I feel enlightened. Wow. This is awesome. Really, I feel the innovation flowing through my body. Starts in my head, goes everywhere else. If I put my hands and now use them for something, I guess I'm gonna create something new. I created this helmet to explain what innovation means. And I'm gonna put it down because it's quite heavy on my head. I feel super creative when I have it. And wait. Okay. You see, I have been doing this for quite a while. And I created this helmet as a metaphor to explain innovation, because innovation is a really complex topic. And if we're going away from the core, I want the people to understand the core again. And I believe that I left Barbie. Can you give me the controller that I forgot? Yeah, I was too innovative at the moment. Thank you. So I created this helmet as a metaphor to explain that this helmet is similar to innovation. And why is it similar? Because if you wear the helmet, only the person that has the helmet is the person getting innovative at that moment. And for me, wearing the helmet is a visual metaphor to explain that wearing the helmet means adopting the mindset of an innovator. So if you get this right, we put number 1, wearing the helmet means number 2, adopting the mindset of an innovator. Then we have 3, innovation is a mindset. So let's watch it again on the video. It's not about the helmet. It's not about the metrics. It's not about the resources. Not about the methods. The most dangerous idea is that innovation is about extracting the best ideas out of people. It's not about any of that. Innovation is about people. Innovation is about us. Yeah, are you following me? Does it make sense? So cool. And today, what I want you to learn, because I really was thinking, okay, if I'm going to show you something, I want to show you how to get there. So we're going to learn the golden triangle of the innovator. It's made out of 3 things, 3 different elements. If you follow them correctly, you will be here in 1 year or 2, I don't know. But you will be talking here or in another presence, in another conference, and you will be telling people about how to do change, about innovation, about moving forward. And it's easy. You can write them down. Mindset, number 1 on the very top. Having the right mindset. Knowledge, having specific knowledge to what you want to innovate. And number 3 is having the right skills. And today we're going to jump into that. We're going to go into each of these categories. And I promised some people before that I will respond to your questions. I remember Matthias wanted to know exactly, yeah, that's how we solve it. Yeah, like how to do it. And we're going to get into it. I believe that if you have the right mindset and you have the right knowledge of your field and you have the skills, like the sort of skills that were needed today during the last presentation or during the last workshop at FabLab, then you will come up with ideas. And also because you have this right mindset, you have this right knowledge, and probably you're in certain communities and in a certain network, you will find resources and you will create your network. Like you will find a team that is going to help you go from 0 to idea, to prototype, to a successful launch of whatever you're trying to do. And that's, once you have these 3, the other 3 will come. That's how you generate impact. Hopefully, positive impact. So let's get into that. I have here, it took me around 4.5 years to get to this point, but this is 4.5 years resumed in 8 words. This, and yet usually people take pictures of this one. These are the 8 skills that I'm 100% convinced that will make you or will enable you to innovate. We start with team coaching skills, just having this empathy, being able to talk with the people, being able to lead your team and solve a lot of personal problems and challenges on the way, but just be able to coach them the entire way. Process engineering, knowing what comes first, the chronologic of the world. You cannot enter a car without opening the door first, right? So it's the same. You cannot just like launch a product without validating before. I mean, you could, but it's going to go terribly wrong, as you could go through your car through the window without opening the door. True. Then we have technology, UX design, and digitalization. So I try to put this little package. Of course, we can do everything without, we can do everything without tech. But if we know how to use different apps, we can make our life way easier. We have innovation methods, And with innovation methods, it's like a specific structured way that will take you systematically from challenge to idea and to the next step every single time. And they never fail. There are many out there. You already have heard from design sprint, design thinking, there's ideation methods, and this is super important that you learn at least like 2 or 3 of them. Video making skills. I don't know if you can imagine that videos, like the benefits of videos, but I will tell you super easily. First, you can share them with as many people as you want. Second, it will always tell and explain your idea with the same wording. Like, it's never going to go wrong in any ways. If you record a video once, you share it, and it's still going to explain the very same thing to everybody with the same concepts. And then videos are cool to watch still. So if you bring a little bit of humor in your videos to explain an idea, to explain a challenge, why it's important and why we need to change it, then you're going to succeed in grabbing a lot of attention. Then you have business modeling, just understanding that the world surrounds and that money is important. So you cannot even start an NGO if you don't think how you're going to get the sponsors to help you with the resources that you need. So you really need to think about the entire business modeling. And there are many tools out there. Maybe the most common, the business model canvas. I am sure. Who knows the business model canvas in the public already? Okay, yeah, that's something that I will very probably share in WhatsApp then. Then you need presentation, persuasion skills. You need to do how to do storytelling and tell something to others in a way that they will understand it and think to themselves, oh, that's right. I actually like this way of thinking, and they adopt it. So as you see, my way of doing storytelling presentations, I would use this little helmet right here. And at the end, you need visual facilitation, which means visualizing fast. So today we will jump into specifics, but you see, you cannot do any of them if you don't have the right mindset. Usually with the right mindset, you like and start learning all these skills by yourself. Nobody has to tell you, Anna, start learning this now, because you have the mindset. So Anna is already learning before anybody else tells her, Carlos, you should do this. No, Carlos is already one step ahead. He already thought about this. He already did it. So mindset is super important. And then we said knowledge too. And what we have here in pink, these are the mega trends going out, like mega trends in the world. So you will see like transhumanism. And everybody knows what transhumanism is? So raise your hand if you know what transhumanism is. It's basically, okay, it seems like a few people. Basically, transhumanism is where we play with our DNA and we start to change who we are as humans. I don't know, like if we want to breathe underwater, maybe that's possible through transhumanism. Not anytime soon, but I don't know, in 10, 15 years. But there's a lot of ethics behind. So it's one of these mega trends that make me, wow, that's cool. And at the same time, I don't know if we should get there. You will have urbanization, future of work, the outernet. And today, I will not talk about all of them because there are a lot. But I will talk especially about a few things. About presentation, storytelling, and persuasion skills, because I really believe it's essential. Then innovation methods, visual facilitation, and so that you know you don't have to have all 8 skills. But if you're in a team, if you create a team, you should complement those skills and try to get the entire array of skills. And then I will give you a personal example of virtual experiences mixed with future of work, and guess which one is a really important megatrend here that we have forgotten yet to mention: post-pandemic trends. So I really want to show you first the skills and how to learn them. Then we will talk a little bit about the mindset. At the end, we will just take knowledge, these 3 different topics, and we will apply them together into a example that should really, really visually show you how you can do it and how they come together. Are you excited? Yeah? Yeah, nice. Okay, whoa, okay, the screen is flickering. But Slido, everybody go to Slido. Which skills do I find interesting? Okay, so you can see all the skills. I'm going to activate the question now. I just want to know, and we're not going to show them yet, Vladimir, not just yet, but I want to ask you, so which skills are interesting for you? Is it working already? Are you voting? Yeah, try to pick 1, 2, or 3. I don't know. If all of them are interesting, yeah, cool. But I want to know which ones are interesting for you. All right, okay, so we are waiting. If you already finished, just raise your hand a little bit. You can be shy, okay? Okay, now if you're totally finished, just raise it properly. Okay, what? Okay, perfect. So, Vladimir, do me a favor. Thank you. So let's see what you voted. Wow, okay, so presentation, storytelling, and persuasion, innovation methods, team coaching skills. Okay, I'm happy that we are at least going to cover two of the most important ones. I don't know where the other ones fell down, but okay, interesting. And visual facilitation is not here. I hope that after today, I can convince you otherwise. I hope that after today, you will also, you will vote for all of them because you will think like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. But cool. So thank you, Vladimir. We can go back to the presentation. Have 29 votes there. So thank you very much. So we have the skills now. And let's start with the first one, innovation methods. So I just want to give you at least one place to go for everything that I tell. And for skills, innovation methods, there's a single book that you should read. It's called Sprint. So this book is a recipe, okay? It's a recipe to cook a solution for any big problem. It doesn't work for a small problem. If you try to do it for a small problem, you will have the bigger problem of losing your time while you do. But what this does is in 4 or 5 days, you will see the book says 5. Here, this example that I have is 4. You can go from a challenge to an idea to a prototype and to validate it with real customers. So this is a book that I always recommend because it's so easy to read. In 3 hours, you will understand a systematic way. And I believe me when I tell you, if you do it properly, and it's not so difficult, it never fails. It never fails because the way how this works is, just gonna go back. The way how it works is by systematically just showing you the next step. And it's always a next step that is so like small and clear that you always know, okay, that's exactly what I need to do. For example, today we had the little, the crazy 8. Remember in the pages, we try to prototype 8 different little prototypes in 1 minute each. And well, so this is a little method that will be inside of there, but it's all, they call it in byte chunks. It's just like little tasks again and again, so you will not get lost, definitely. And yep, so my suggestion here is just like learn at least a few innovation relevant skills. In this case, go and look for this design sprint, learn the method. You probably also already know design thinking, but design thinking is like a big framework. It never tells you do exactly this and this and this task. Design sprint, what I show you is part of this framework, but it's a ready recipe, just ready to use it. And the next thing that I want you is to do the following. So I want you to go again to Slido. Wait, I'm gonna stop this one. Just keep it there. And I'm giving you a task, okay? Imagine a product. This is a physical, tangible product. It takes you from A to B, okay? I want you to imagine a product that takes you from A to B, a car, a train, It has 2 wheels, and it has a handlebar, right? So, are you picturing the product? Who already has a product in mind? But just raise your hand if you already have a product in mind. Imagine what it could be. Okay, cool, perfect. I'm just explaining you. Imagine this is a list of requirements. This is a project. Okay, develop me a product that takes you from A to B. People like to wheel, so it has 2 wheels, and it should have a handlebar. We humans like to control things, right? Why not? So, following is, I'm gonna go and activate now Slido. And there's gonna be 5 different answers. Don't click any of them. You cannot click any of them. It's A, B, C, D, and N. And I'm gonna show you a product. So if you have the following product, bicycle, a normal bicycle or electrical bicycle, just choose A in the answers. If your product is not there, don't worry. It will come. So anybody got A? Yeah, maybe? Okay. If you went a little bit further and you thought, no, it's not bicycle. It's motorcycle. Electric or oil motorcycle. Now go on Slido and press B. Okay? If you were thinking about a scooter, a normal one or electric one, you vote for C. Here are people that are thinking differently. It's not a scooter, it's not a bicycle, it's not a motorcycle, it's a Segway, it's a personal transporter. Vote for D. Okay? And now, if your product is not here and will join any of these categories, then vote for N. Everybody has a vote now? Yes? Right? Raise your hand if you have a vote already. Okay, cool. Perfect. I hope, raise your hand, you people on YouTube. All right, nice. Perfect. So, Vladimir, let's go. Let's go to the slide and see. Oh, okay, so, wow, all right. So, we go with A. Oh, it's still changing. A, C, B, D, and N. Who in the audience here has an N? Who chose N here? Anybody? YouTube, okay. Anybody here? Yes? No? Okay, cool. So somebody in YouTube. If they're in YouTube, try to describe it in words. I'm super curious to know. So, right, it's even more C. So, Vladimir, can we get back to the presentation? Thank you. So, interesting thing is I gave you a list of futures. Okay? And most of the people think, oh, let's go one back. Here I have it. So most of the people were for scooter at the end, but bicycle was the clear winner at the beginning. And if you think about it, I can add other things to this future of list or to this requirement list. I can say, okay, it has a front light. It has some padding for placing your foot or your shoes. We have the same amount of products. We still have A, B, C, D, N. It wouldn't change. I can say it has a seat. Okay. And you could kind of put a seat on D. A already has a seat. B already has a seat. C, I don't know, maybe you can have like some sort of rest. But you see that even if you're still working with different requirements and you're adding more of them, the array, all the possibilities that you have there, they are still there. And what's the problem with this? The big problem is that when we don't visualize, when we try to describe things with words, we create huge communication gaps. People can easily misunderstand what we want to do. And imagine that in a team, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to visualize more. And how do you visualize? Well, of course, you can draw. But first, imagine that you can work with like prototyping as we were doing it before. By building something, you start to reduce the communication gaps super quickly. And I'm going to show you. And there is something that you can look online. It's called visual. Oh, can we just get rid of that sound? Here we go. And by doing visual facilitation, you can learn a systematic way to just really quickly draw whatever you want. It can be a strategy, it can be a process, it can be a new product. And believe me, people will understand way, way better what you want to do. So just Google visual facilitation, and you will find plenty of free information. The internet is there. All the information that you could possibly need is already inside. So I can hear myself for some reason. I don't know. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn this one off. But cool. It's weird to hear yourself. Believe me, it's just like it is destroying my mind. But cool. So, and it looks something like this, you know, really quickly drawing a light bulb. This is inside of VR. It's a video that I filmed myself. And the ways of learning this, it will take you 1, 2 to 3 hours. And it's everything about getting practice, just visualizing more. To the point that, is this something interesting for you now, visual facilitation? Yeah, did it get, like if it changed your mind that visual facilitation is important, then just raise your hand just to know. For some people, okay, we have half of the group, that's super. There's going to be tomorrow a article just about this that I'm about to publish. Some of you already know. So yeah, my suggestion is visualize everything. Visualize right at the beginning. And believe me, there will be so many problems that they will be gone right away. The number one cause of problems in a company or whichever institution, 70% of all problems derive from misunderstandings. So by visualizing, you can do a role play, you can mimic with your body, you can build something, and you can even go ahead and just also draw everything. And you believe me, people will understand each other way better, everybody. So visualize everything. And now you were asking me before, wait, who told me else exactly? I believe Santi. Believe you told me to please also show how to learn these things. So here, this is my personal collection of places where I learn things. So let's go into them really quickly. Business modeling. Go to Blinkist or look for TED Talks. There are enough TED Talks out there that are talking about how to do business modeling. Like 2 or 3, and believe me, you're set. You will get it. You can wait for the pictures at the end because there will be, you will know which skill to acquire where. Then you have Blinkist. Everybody knows TED Talk, right? Perfect. And then Blinkist, who knows Blinkist? Just raise your hand. All right, okay, 4 or 5 people raise their hands. So Blinkist is a platform. What they do is they take a book, a non-sci-fi, non-fictional book, and they convert this book into a little summary. So a book that will take you 8 to 10 hours to read, they summarize it in 10 to 20 minutes. If you really like the book and you really like the summary, I am 100% sure that you will go to the store or order it online and you will read the entire book. So that's how it works. But nowadays, there's so much information. This is a really quickly and easy way to just acquire a lot of input on information, learn a lot of methods. And believe me, once you find something that you like, you will read the entire book anyways. Then you have technology, digitalization, and also UX design. And this you can learn in 2 different YouTube channels or Skillshare. First, let's go. LTT is called Linux Tech Tips. Linux Tech Tips. Anybody here sees Linux Tech Tips from time to time? Okay, we have 1, 2 people, 3. Okay, that's nice. I look at this channel religiously. Linux Tech Tips and Tech Quickie. I don't miss a single episode because they always have really short, like 5 to 7 minutes videos about the new releases in technology. I'm actually now thinking that I have to watch the one from today. I have it in save for later, but didn't quite get to see it, so it's gonna do it tonight. And then Skillshare, so those 2 are for technology specifically, and Skillshare is a page where you can look for a specific thing to do. Like if you want to learn UX design, Skillshare.com will show you. Both like Blinkist and Skillshare are both paid. It will cost between 5 and 7 euros a month. I always say, okay, once you already know what you want to learn, go there, use the trial, 7 or 14 days. Learn as much as you can, that's it. If it's worth for you, then pay for it. Maybe for students it's even cheaper. But it's a really nice way to learn new things. Then we have the YouTube channel called Kurzgesagt, or In a Nutshell. Does anybody know Kurzgesagt? Yes, okay. That's, okay, around 6, 7 people. And so Kurzgesagt is going to talk about topics, like big megatrend topics. Let's say overpopulation, or let's say unique basic income. And what they do is they will always argument with facts from the many different perspectives. So it's, I would say, if I want to learn about a big megatrend, and I just want to have at least a basic idea of what's going on so that I can go and research and learn exactly, like learn exactly what I need to know. Then I start there. I start with Kurzgesagt. It's a YouTube channel video. And then I learn enough to go ahead and research on myself. They always share all the sources for their information, which is nice. So you don't have to get lost there. And then we have Brilliant, which is an app and a web app. And Brilliant, what I do is they teach you a topic, a complex one. They say advanced math or artificial intelligence. And what they do is that they take this really big complex topic and they segment it in really small little pieces, like little tasks that you can resolve. So if you want to learn about artificial intelligence, the first thing that you do is it will show you how a computer solves the very task that it will solve. So it will limit you to think the same way that a computer does. So that you first get this like mindset, this idea, this abstract idea of how computers understand things. And then it will give you another task, and then it will show you the basics of artificial intelligence, and it continues going. And it can be addictive, but believe me, for learning something, even Python, you can learn to program there. It's super easy and mega interactive, always with tasks. Like for Python, they even have your little dashboard where you can write the program, and then you can see how the task behaves. Like if you're playing with a figure that is gonna move, you program it there, and yeah, and it's really super easy, believe me. Then if you want to learn innovation methods, I believe Blinkist is the place. You can go to Blinkist, pay the trial, hear the design sprint that I told you before. It's going to take you 15, 17 minutes. Believe me, you will decide whether it's worth for you or not. And usually what I do is I pick hobbies, and I have the networks that show me more. So when I say hobbies and network is, I know that if I want to learn more about computers, then I follow a hobby that teaches me more about computers. For example, I want to learn a little bit more about, let's say, a real hobby. Just I want to learn more about virtual reality and do some, like, play some video games in a computer. Believe me, in the moment that you decide this, you have to learn about the computer requirements, and you will have to learn about the graphic cards processing, and you have to learn a lot other things that will come with it. Network, in Spanish, you say, el que entre miel anda, algo se le pega. Yes, which means something like, if you're walking through honey, something's going to stick to you, right? So if you surround yourself with, you want to become an entrepreneur one day, you surround yourself with people that have entrepreneurship experiences, you will very likely expose to yourself long enough to your mindset that you will also learn it. The same with the skills. And then we have coaching skills. Definitely Skillshare is the place to go. This one of the most voted ideas. Then visual facilitation, definitely Skillshare. You can also go to YouTube and find enough material. And video making skills, you can find on Skillshare, or the last page that I need to explain, that's Reddit. Who knows Reddit here? Just raise your hand. Okay, that's a majority, that's nice. So Reddit is basically the biggest forums that are moderated and categorized everywhere. If you want to learn something very specific, like you want to learn to make the best smoothies, go to Reddit. You will find a group of people that have the expertise or really the passion for making smoothies, and you can discuss everything about smoothies there. The same you can do for one specific virtual reality headset. The same you can do for a specific 3D printing, a 3D printer, and you will go there once you have a little bit of knowledge and ask, hey, I have a problem that when I have a second screen open, my 3D printer is mirroring what I actually gave it inside. One super specific thing, and believe me, within minutes, somebody's gonna help you solve the problem. So it's nice, but dangerous, because if you don't know, people will troll you. And but yeah, and the last part is presentation and persuasion skills. TED Talks. I mean, you already know, like, when you have been watching a lot of TED Talks. Just today, I was talking with the president. You will learn how to talk like these people. Just expose yourself to these contents. Expose yourself to the people that do this, and you will learn it. So this is a nice moment to do the picture. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, you can do the picture now. Don't worry, nothing's gonna appear. And people in YouTube, you say, I already print screened it 7 times. Okay, and we are good to go. So one thing that I want you to remember is called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Who knows this already? The Dunning-Kruger. Okay, that's nice. That's a good huff. I just want you to be aware of it. Dunning-Kruger means that, you see, I'm going to point first here. You have trust on the y-axis. For the people on YouTube, you will just have to hear. You have the trust or the confidence that you have talking about a topic, and then you have the skills and experience. So at the very beginning, on the lower left, if you have 0 experience, people are usually not confident. Like, well, I have no idea anything about quantum physics, so they don't talk about it. But what happens, this is super fun, but what happens with us humans is that we will go and watch a video, 10, 15 minutes about blockchain. And I have seen managers with teams of 50, 60 people, they watch a video on YouTube, 10, 15 minutes, about a topic, and they will say, like, yeah, I'm an expert in blockchain. Yeah, I know that how it works and how important. And people get overly confident. This is what I call the parrot. It's like they hear something a few times, quack, quack, start repeating it, but they don't understand what they are talking about. If you continue learning, let's say around 40 more hours, you start to understand everything that you don't know. Yeah, this is the moment. It's like, oh damn, okay, quantum physics is not as easy as this 5-minute video that I watched. Yeah, so apparently the Schrodinger cat doesn't explain all of it. And then this is, this like, okay, you stop talking about it. Your confidence just plummets. It goes totally down. You know everything that you don't know, so you're more careful to pick your words. And if you continue talking and learning, like if you teach to learn, for example, about a certain topic, then one day you will get here and you will talk about this topic with entire confidence, because now you're an expert. How long that takes? I don't know, 2,000, 5,000 hours it could be, depending on the topic. And I believe that, and this is how I do it, the 540 method, you should at least like if you're gonna try to learn something new, don't put yourself a really, really big objective, because you're very likely to follow it at the beginning. But once you fail with one time, like let's say, okay, I'm gonna learn Russian 2 hours a day. Yeah, privyet, yeah, you know. So if you try to do that, you possibly do it the first time, you know, like you start reading it, you're repeating the thing, mama, papa, okay, cool, those are the words I know. And you do it for 2 hours, and then the second day comes, and you do it for 2 hours. The third day, okay, I'm a little bit tired today, it's 2 hours for long, so you do it maybe 1.5 hours. There comes the fourth day, and it's like, wow, 2 hours is a lot of time, and you just skip it. No problem. Fifth day, you're there, 2 hours of learning. Sixth day, no, I'm too tired, you skip it. Seventh day, you skip it. And maybe you skip it for a week. Because it's too much pressure, and you will not continue because you said, okay, I'm not going to make it. But with 540, it means you will do just 5 minutes every day. Let's think like learn piano. To go sit yourself in front of the piano, open the book, it takes you 2 minutes. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to do 5 minutes. So you do, instead of 5 minutes, you do 15 or 20. And that's okay, because your objective was to do 5 minutes. So every time, every day, you will finish with your objective. And that's going to make you be more motivated to continue doing it. And the really cool thing is that 5 minutes is better than nothing, right? So I really tell you, do this until you get around 40 hours. And most of the times, you will do more than the 5 minutes, because everybody has 5 minutes in a day. Everybody can 5 minutes of something. You can really pack them. It doesn't matter how tight your schedule is. I don't know if you Bill Gates or Elon Musk, you can put 5 more minutes into something in your day. You just have to prioritize it. And this is a nice ways. And once you have 40 hours, then I hope that you will be, I don't know, around here, around with the monkeys number 2, or here. It's the same. It's just, no. Okay. So my suggestion, a really clear one, is take your time to learn relevant skills for what you do. And again, take your time, because it takes time to get there. Cool. Is it useful? Is it something? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's drop this down. Mindset, people. Mindset. That's the difficult one. You cannot teach mindset. You cannot learn mindset. It's true. I have been asked by customers like, so if we do this mindset change seminar, can you guarantee me that my employees will have a different mindset at the end of it? I said, like, well, there's no guarantees. Because I cannot teach mindset to anybody. I cannot come and say, Constance, here's the mindset. Just like, get it. Now you have it. But what I can do is I can expose others to certain anecdotes, to certain entrepreneurial stories, examples, that help yourself, because like convince yourself, and inspire yourself and change your mindset on your own. I cannot change your mindset. You can change your mindset. Everything that I can do is try to do my best to inspire you, so that you, in days, in weeks, in months, change it. The good thing is that it just needs to happen. Okay, that's the most important thing. It needs to happen. So let's check into it. The first thing about mindset that I want to teach you today is to think more about the why. So who knows Simon Sinek and has seen this? Okay, we have a few people, around 1/4. So let's go back. So Simon Sinek, he has one of the most seen TED Talks. And he says that the most important thing is to always think in the why. Convincing others is way easier when you explain them the why. Can I have your phone? Can I have your phone? Yeah, so you're looking, so Hurra is going to give me, he already trusts me. But imagine we don't know each other and I ask you for your phone. It's like, I come to him, sir, my phone broke and I have a terrible emergency. Can you please just like, can I use, yeah, please use a phone call. Okay, yeah, and then it's easier because I explain him the why. Thank you, I know your password already. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm kidding. No, thank you. No, but if you come and approach with the why, then people will be convinced way faster. If you're an NGO and you come, so it's like, yeah, I want to have your money. Just start with the why, explaining why you need to spread education, why you need to support certain people. Just start with the why, and believe me, also when you're designing your business, this is going to help you figure out everything else. Once you have the why, You will find out the what you will ask, and then you will find the how on the middle on the way. So that's something extremely strong. Really don't underestimate the why. And I'm going to show you my why. I thought you like practical examples, right? Yep. So I want to show you my why. I believe that everybody needs to have a cause, this reason, this why of doing things. So in my company, what we do is customers have problems, they pay us, we solve them. Like if I describe a company is we solve big problems by applying innovation methods. We utilize innovation methods. So they have the problem, they pay us, okay, cool. And with this money, what we do is we also put part of this money into developing new innovation methods. We put time into research. We don't put into just like designing a specific new method to resolve a specific problem. And we'll do it again and again and again. And we're getting better. And the really cool thing is that I said before, one teach to learn. Yeah, so when we are designing it, we want to teach it. Because when we go and teach it, and this will be, for example, for an NGO, we start teaching to young adults or late teenagers innovation methods, then you also get some feedback from them. So you're doing something good, you're empowering people, and you're also validating those innovation methods that you're creating. They come back to you. And once you have those validated methods, the next time that a similar problem comes, bloop, you solve your customer's problem. And then your customer is going to give you some money again, so that you develop more innovation methods, so that you teach more people how to solve problems and empower them. Like I come from El Salvador, and this is where we are teaching now 500 kids. I say kids, but they are between like 16 and 22. I know it's not kids anymore, right? And then we're always teaching them. They are helping us to validate, teaching us more, and then we utilize them. And you see, this is like an ecosystem. It feeds itself, and it's a really beautiful cause to follow. And when I go and do a sales presentation to my customers, when I sit with them, I have 15 slides, and 13 of those slides only explain the why. One slide the what, and one last slide the how. And that's it. And believe me, this is possibly the best way of getting customers, because they think, wow, okay, this here's super cool. We really want to support this. And they don't want to go into the specifics. Yeah, later, once they have already like pre-agreed, then we go into the how and the what more. But at the first moment, the first talks that you have with them, go for the why. So my big suggestion is find and follow your cause. Without a cause, I don't care what you want to do, it's potentially not gonna succeed, or if it succeeds, it's gonna be succeeding for you and nobody else. So if you really have a cause, use it. There's something that I learned from the Do School in Berlin. They also do really nice talks, and I learned that by 2050, social responsibility is always growing. It's going to be so important that companies, big companies, Fortune 500, that don't have real social responsibility will fail. People will not support them. So I say for startups, hey, go ahead. Since the very beginning, include social responsibility. Have a cause right at the beginning. It's not going to hurt anybody. It's just going to help not only you, but others too. So there's no reason not to have one. Again, my suggestion, find and follow your cause. So let's go into the last part of mindset. This is how a traditional project works. You have an idea, okay? And once you have the idea, you try to build it, like the real thing. You launch it, and you learn from what you did, right? Does it make sense? Yes? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's nice. I mean, that's how traditional development works. That's what we also learn at school, if we ever learn it. I believe that we can skip building and launching first. And we should go directly from idea to learn. How? Well, let's see it. Because I might confuse you, but believe me. How is by building and validating prototypes early. So a traditional project will go here. So first we're measuring how accurately we know about our customer, what our customer needs or wants. Okay? So at first is the time is passing, it's from left to right. And you see that the line is just, we're learning a little bit about the customer, but we are focused on the idea, on creating it. And we are learning almost nothing to the point that we do the launch. And for the first time, we know if our customers really want and need what we launch or not. So we will really quickly learn. So the line goes up, and then it goes again to the right because we're not really learning. We have to just apply these ideas into a new idea or a better idea because we didn't quite get what we wanted. So at the end, we are at the middle of the graph. All the time has passed, and we are at the middle of the graph. We still don't quite know everything. Let's say we know 50% of what our customer wants and needs. And at the same time, in this project, we are putting money since the very beginning because we are developing, right? So the green line is steadily, every month, you know, the invoice comes, and every month you're paying. So you're putting a lot of money into it, into understanding. And if you see, at the end, it grows a little bit because once you do the launch, you put some adverts and marketing. So it will even go up. And yeah, that's how a traditional development looks. You're putting a lot of money up front without really knowing if what's going to come out makes sense. And now, if you look at it, if you go the other way, the way that I'm telling you, that you want to learn fast, you create a little prototype, one that looks real, but is totally 100% fake. Okay? So with this, you can just, you do it, you show it to the real customers, and you learn from them. You get a lot of feedback. Believe me, whatever you do, you will never just nail it exactly. People are all different, and people will tell you exactly what they need and want once they see it. So you learn really quickly at the beginning, then you rework on your idea, you iterate, do an iteration, and learn again by creating a little other prototype. And then once you are here, you're not learning anymore, but you're giving it to the people that will design it. They design it way faster than here. You see that the last parallel, like, x-axis line is way shorter because developing times are way easier. When they know exactly what you want to have, when you have the prototype, is for somebody that is developing way easier to finish it. So it's faster, and then at the end you still learn a little bit more because, you know, learning it with 5, 12, 15 people that test it is not the same as learning with the entire market, right? So you still learn a little bit. And you see, we're at half of the way of the time, but we know the 100% of it, so as to say. And the money, we're putting also some money up front, but as you see, how we are investing is you're putting the money, the real money in after you already know what your customer wants and needs. So you're not building something with lots of money without knowing if people will accept it. You want to know first if people will accept it and buy it once you put the real money in. Does it make sense now? Cool. So, and you see, and since this very moment, if you follow a sprint approach by using innovation method, you start making money right there. Same like if it will be apply for an NGO project, it's also quite the same, but like instead of seeing it like making money, is you will save a lot of cost, and you will possibly raise more money because you are exactly nailing down that cost that really moves people. So this can be applied for everything. And let's see how it usually looks. So I created a little app. I'm gonna turn the helmet off. I felt the radiation already. And I created this little app. I drew it. It took me to draw it 20, 25 minutes. The people that were working with me before in the prototype, they know that I like to go right away, like on it. Right, Nadia? So from this, I created these different screens. And the really cool thing is, and I will send this now to everybody so that you can see it. So don't worry, you won't need Slido anymore. So just for the people here, we have a common WhatsApp. So I'm just copying the link, but it's an example of the app. Oh wait, I can post it on YouTube too. Oh, whoop. Here we go. YouTube, and then everybody have your WhatsApp ready. The U-Time group. There you go. I'm sending you a link. So once you press it, you will go to an app. Just press on the sun in the middle, and it's called the Happy app. And this Happy app, you will see that when you're at the Happy app screen, just slide from right to the left like this, and it's gonna kick in the prototype. Yeah, and then you can just press next, use the button, and this is just an idea of how you will show something to a customer. and they can interact with it. They press on continue, they read, okay, initial setup, this is an app about being happy. So what do I want to learn? Yeah, I want to stay in touch with the people. I want to stay in shape. I want to be more creative. I mark those three, press continue, and tells me how much time I want to use to do all these things today. I have 80 minutes. So, continue. I have 80 minutes. Yeah, and then it tells me like 3 different tasks. Okay, today is call someone you care about for 20 minutes. So I'm going to choose that. I have some instructions. I do it, and I do the other two. And if you show this to people, you will really quickly get feedback. It looks real. It's not. There's no back end. There's no real content more than what you saw there. And people will really give you feedback super quickly. Important feedback like, hey, look, my life doesn't work like 15, 30 minutes and 80 minutes. Or like 20, 45, and 80. My life works, some days I have 30 minutes, or the days I will have 18 minutes. And if I can use those 18 minutes, I will use them. So maybe people want more control and want to give the exact time that they want. So you gather feedback super quickly. And that's the thing. I really want you, for the mindset, I really want you to think little early concepts, visualize a lot, sketch, really quickly prototype. You see? This is a prototype of something that do things. And once you have like prototype enough, you can go for the tested concept and just like develop it. So one day, when I'm doing this presentation, I'm no longer going to have this helmet. It's going to look like this. This is an actual 3D helmet that has been done, and you can visit and put it on in virtual reality. Soon we will have an Instagram filter so that you can put it on, and it's going to like shine and spin. So it's really cool. I hope to really build it. But you see, you know, you sketch really quickly. You want to prototype and validate early, and then you have a tested concept. Then put all your money in, because you already know that is the sort of stake that is going to bring you forward. It's not gambling anymore. So my suggestion, validate early and validate often. Right? Are we going to validate next time? Yeah? Yeah, cool. So last time, the last part, knowledge. How are we doing with the time? Okay, this is good with the time. So knowledge. I told you before that there are 3 mega trends that are super important for me and that impacted my business, and I want to change them. One is post-pandemic trends. The other one is future of work, and the other is virtual experiences. So which mega trends change or alter your industry the most? It changes from industry to industry, believe me. All of them have some influence, but I took these 3 and I wanted to do something with them. So this is how a normal day of work looked for me, pre-COVID. I will be with a company. Like, we'll be a group of people, super professional people, totally prepared. We all are in front of whiteboards. We're working with little post-its. I facilitate the process. I help them solve their problems with the systematic methods. And do you want to see how it looks now? This is how it looks now. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, it wasn't cool. Just a second, we'll finish this. We'll have questions at the end, and we'll do all the questions over the app because there are people watching us as well. But yeah, so this is how it looks now. We gotta do like really big workshops, especially in a workshop you really need to be super close. So yeah, my suggestion, I haven't shown you anything. I'm giving you a suggestion. Doesn't matter. Well, my suggestion is put all the pieces together. Everything that you learned today, if you put it together, it's gonna work. I'm just 100% sure. I'm gonna show you how I put this together in a product that I haven't released, but I'm about to. So you're the first people viewing it. Don't worry, you don't need to buy. No, I'm kidding. But you see, so what I'm putting here is argumenting that there's already passion for VR because it's a hobby. I'm really interested for it and experience. I don't have much, I have around 500 hours. There's somebody here watching me that is also helping me do this project. He has around 2,500 he showed me last time, which is wow. Then we know innovation methods and framework. Okay, we know how to use VR. We really love it. We know the innovation methods, and then we also have a really wide and influential network. And I really believe that if you combine those things, you can do whichever project with us in this case, right? That is in VR. So what I came up with is said, okay, why not develop the first virtual reality innovation framework? Nobody's doing. We will be the first one in the world. Will it work? Will it not? I have designed a like a little prototype of how everything looks, paper, and we even want to go and do it with a big innovation research that hopefully will be sponsored by the European Union. We don't know that yet. Maybe I shouldn't have said it. I'm kidding. No, but as and how we wanted to see is that the people from the company, they will get the package delivered. They will take the VR out, and the moment that they put it in at the right hour, of course, we will be there, and they will feel like we are there, because the biggest thing of virtual reality is that it gives you presence. You really feel that other people that you are there, that they are with you. You go and just like give a high five. You shake hands. You share a post-it or a pen to write, and it really feels like you're with others. And then people get empowered to do their own projects. And other things that you can do, because there are a lot of services around it, is, okay, yeah, we can also contract companies that do 3D assets, that they take this little helmet here and they convert it into a 3D asset, something that can be used inside of virtual reality. That will take this ugly guy here and this ugly guy here and make it into this beautiful character. So that you can be inside of VR too. And you can also create worlds for the companies. You can create your own workspaces. You can create them in a way that they don't have the real life limitations, that they have been designed not to work, but to get us where we want to go. So you can program the world that you are in, and that's super exciting. So at the end, and this is how I will end everything, my final message is that at the end, what matters the most is your mindset. So thank you, everybody. My name is Nelson Javier Mejia, and I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. Tak, tak. So we can try to do the combination of the things. Yeah, we have gifts. So, I want you to go on and release your inner genius. Maybe that was the last slide, right? No, but yeah. So mindset is the most important thing. All of you that are here, you really have to use the network that you have. Believe me, the probabilities of all of you being at the same place again, like every single one of us, is minimal. So really use the time that we have still today and tomorrow to network with the others, to exchange contacts. If you don't have a LinkedIn, start now. You will have a really cool network of people that are going to positively impact the world and change big things. Maybe not now, maybe in 2-3 years, maybe in 5 years. It doesn't matter, but I'm sure that every single one of you is empowered to do so. So go out and release your inner genius. Yeah, we can just get into the questions and answers. And you tell me if there are any questions on YouTube in this case. Okay, cool. So anybody has any question? You want to start? Yes, no? But a short one. For example, what I was showing you, you can actually say that it's design thinking. I just took the important things that I believe. You have to see that design thinking is super broad, and basically if you want to see design thinking in the core parts, it tells you, okay, first learn about the people that are going to interact with whichever thing you do, your project, your platform, your product, your service. And once you learn, you go forward. If that's design thinking for you, yes, we can say this is design thinking, so as to say. But again, that's kind of a big framework. It doesn't tell you exactly what to do at which time. Yeah. Other questions? And I will be just here just for this open. Yeah, sure. Okay, playbooks for visualization that I could recommend. I know one, and that's the one that I learned. It's called BCAVLO. B like Bravo, then I like India, then K, A, B again, L-O, BCAVLO. It's in German, it's build a cotton block. And that's one of the different ways. Then I believe there's one called USMO, is U-Z-M-O. So those are two different ways that you can learn it. Else, just really Google visual facilitation tutorial course on YouTube and start from there. Something you're going to learn. It doesn't have to be this specific systematic way. Other questions? Yeah, B. Cablo. Yeah. Hutter, do you have it? Uh-huh. Okay, that's an interesting question. How much time do I spend working and studying, or as a suggestion? Um, in average, I spend around 1 hour a day learning something. I know, even watching news about technology, teaching myself something, looking for sources for an article that I'm writing. I will say in average because sometimes I don't do, but I will compensate on another day with it. So yeah, I know if I tell you 365 hours a year of learning at least, that's the time that I spend doing. But you're always learning, you know. If you are with a customer and something didn't go as smooth as you thought it will, you know, it's not seamless execution or experience, then there's something that you need to learn. And yeah, it's just about being aware of it and think, okay, yeah, we had a little confusion here. We still managed, but it took us 15 minutes of time that we lost discussing. Those 15 minutes of potential time, if you will do this, I don't know, like one time a week, and then you multiply by the number of weeks, and next years, then you know that's already time that you can win back. But it's time that if you learn from it and then you try to change it and test something else the next time, then maybe it won't happen anymore. So it's a constant thing. But directly, as I told you, I spend at least 1 hour a day, and that's working out for me. And I feel that I cannot follow all the mega trends anymore. It's impossible. Not even some of the things that I really like to follow. So sometimes I feel that I'm getting more and more general, like I just have a holistic but super general perspective. Any other questions? Yes, please. Yeah. If I have heard the method, Pomodoro. No, not really. I'm gonna check it. That's my hour for tomorrow or today. So cool, Pomodoro. But yeah. Ah. Yeah, okay, in this case, I didn't know, but yes, I definitely use this method. When I design a new method, when I design a method to solve a specific problem, I have x-axis is the time, like from 0 to the end of the workshop, and y-axis is the hype or the experience. And I design it in a way that you don't have people working all the time. You know, you cannot like give a really strong task for 30 minutes that people are getting stressed, and then just right away give them again a really strong task for 30 more minutes. You will you will just like cause them to burn out right away. And if it's a long project or it's something that is taking a week and you burn them out in the first day, then things are not working out. So yeah, there's a lot of pauses all the time, and I believe that the pauses and relaxations are part of the process, to the point that I made some designs for innovation rooms. These designs are being used by all of Lufthansa Group. If anybody wants to build a new innovation room, there's one company from Lufthansa that builds them, and they follow my framework. And in this framework, there's always a relaxing place in this room. There always will be, I don't know, like a hammock, a hengamate, hamaka, different languages, or like a really super relaxing sofa. And yeah, so it's indeed part of it. So yeah, I definitely use it, and I can, as you, not concentrate on a single thing for a long time unless I get addicted, which happens often too. Oh yeah. Any other questions? Okay, we have first here and there. No, yeah, you have one? No, okay. A comment, about the do. Okay, number 2. Okay, 2% mindset. 2% of people are using this type. I'm just telling for the people on YouTube. Okay, so only 2% of the people are using this type of thinking. And so let me get it right. So 2% of the people are aware of this, and they tend to live their lives doing the things that they think, and 98% are not aware, and they also don't. They kind of go their entire lives, and the wind takes them where it takes them. Yeah. So to be honest, yeah, I kind of believe in it. I never quantize it. I will guess the people, every single one of you in this room, will be in this 2% because you're here, because you're using your time, your valuable time, to learn more, to learn about important topics. And yeah, I have heard super often from people that there's one thing that really bothers you at the end, and at the end is when you know it's the end, and it's that you ask yourself like, well, what if I would have tried this, or what if I would have tried that? And it's something that at least I cannot see myself. For me, it cannot happen. I cannot go. I wouldn't be able to go another day and work for an enterprise or a business. I cannot. I can really not. I can really not. I will hate myself for it. I will do it if I know I will have a family and a child, and I know the only way that my child can grow up and get where I want her or him to get will be for me to go in there, then I will do it. But at least I'm the kind of person that is really aware that I want to live every day at the fullest. And if I would die tomorrow, I would die entirely happy because I've been doing what I like the most. It wasn't like this all the time. I was just aware of it. And if you're aware and you're not changing it, it kind of bothers you all the time, every day. It's like having a big stone in your shoe. Yeah, so I took it out and said, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna have this stone in my shoe. Maybe I will gonna fall down in a hole. I don't know that, but at least I'm gonna do it happily, right? Yeah. So we have a question at the far end. Sure, Michael. So wait a second. What advice do I give the people to transfer what into what? To stay focused on the why. Yeah, I believe that so, as you hear here is about finding that cause, but I'm gonna add something to it. Is about finding that one that really moves you. You cannot really follow the why of somebody else with your own project. You will find it, and you will just know it. We were having a conversation yesterday, a little bit about this, and you told me about a few things that you would like to change in the world. So just make them for you. Make it for you. Like you can do it also. You can also follow the why if you're working for a company, and if you know, okay, by working in this huge company that has these resources and the potential to do this, you can also follow your why and bring it. It doesn't always have to be your own project, okay? But if you really nail down that why, that really makes you wake up every day, and this is how I know that I have the right why. I wake up and it's like, today I will move a little bit forward, and I know what I'm doing it. I will sometimes fall asleep at 2 or 3 a.m. because I was doing a workshop for people in El Salvador at the time that they can, and for me it's between 12 and 3 a.m. in the morning, and I will go to sleep and I wake up the next day at 8 or 8:30, maybe 8:30 because I'm waking a little bit later, and it's like nice, you feel that you're doing something that moves you, and that brings some positive change to the world, and you just really have this cause. And every day that you wake up, you will feel like it. So that's how I measured that I have mine. But believe me, once you figure out that why, that real cause, it will just work for you. I hope that answers your question. So anybody else? This side, I have gotten almost no questions from this side. Yeah? Yeah, sure. Yes. Perfect. Thank you, Matthias. So he's asking, he's assuming that I'm learning a lot of things, and that if I, yeah, it might not be, and that if I document them in a way, like how do I retain them? And yes, you will see here I have my little old computer. The camera is like zooming in there. It's a Surface Pro, but more than the brand or whatever, the important thing is that I can know things there. When I don't have, I always have little pads. I am now based at WeWork Labs, like it's a co-working space, and they give us these little booklets. And I always have, whenever one is finished, I always have it with me, like a new one, and I just take notes all the time. Like I was taking notes in the last presentations. And if they are super important, they will make it inside of here. And if they are inside of here, they are everywhere, because I carry them with me on the phone. They just go in the cloud and cannot be lost. So that I can retain it, I usually visualize things. I do diagrams, I do sketches, and when I really like them, I even brand them, like I brand them with WizSpark, so I'm continually using in presentations, and then I'm teaching it. And one teaches to learn, okay? So when I'm teaching it, I'm learning how to say it a little bit better. Is in my memory in a place that my brain knows, oh, this is something that we need. What is innovation? Okay, and then I will go and tell the example of the helmet. It's already on my mind that it's super unlikely that I will forget it without, I don't know, a little concussion or something. But yeah, does it respond? You're perfect. Other questions? Yeah, please. Okay, so how do my customers get to know my company? At first, mostly word of mouth. So in Frankfurt, my startup is really small. It's just starting. It's been 1 year and a few months. And it started by just like networking a lot. It took around 4 or 5 months to get the first customer. You gotta plan with that. Believe me, if you plan that you will get money for your social project, for your business, if you're trying to fundraise, plan always with 3 times more the time and 3 times less the money. It's gonna help. This is numbers you should know them down. It takes 3 times longer, and you will get 3 times less than what you expect at the beginning. But things will change, and what I was doing the most was having conversations, just asking and figuring out things, and always being servicial. If somebody will come and ask about something that we are not doing, we will tell them. I will just ask them. Okay, so that's what you need, and why do you think you need this? Ah, okay, that's interesting. And how do you find this out? Okay, and what will happen if a company will come and tell you that they can do this and that, something that solves a problem? Okay, and I just bring them a little bit theoretically, trying to find out a lot. If I can solve the problem, then I will theoretically tell them. So if I could theoretically solve this problem within 6 weeks, yeah, will you be willing to just learn like this way of doing? It's like, yeah. So if I will theoretically, I don't know, like send you a proposal for this amount next week, is it something that you will consider? Yeah. Okay. So if I will ask for your email, will it be okay if I ask for you now? And I say, oh, yeah, cool. And then you're producing like generating a lead. For NGOs, I go actively to there, and then I show them these 15 slides, the same, talk about the cost, and usually they always say, yes, of course, we want to do it. I hope I hope that there's at least one person here that I would like to continue working, because NGO and the social impact is 1/3 of what WizPark does. Remember, business is 1/3, researching and developing new innovation methods is 1/3, and that. But there I have to go more actively, especially because I really want to go out and just follow the causes that I really believe in, and I don't want them knocking and having to say no. It kind of drains you a little bit, even though you need to. But yeah, it's just talking a lot with people, trying to genuinely understand and solve their problems. What you don't do, and this might tell you more, is you don't somebody tells you like, yeah, so we would like to, like, yeah, we're trying to scale up this thing. Yeah, you need an innovation workshop. Point now, here, in the contract. That doesn't work. It's because I have heard people that in the first 5 minutes tells they are hearing something about the company and say, yeah, so you're doing it wrong. What I suggest is to book this with me, whatever. And it's like, wow, 5 minutes? What are you, genius? Like, can you see into the future? Can you see through this person close, see how the heart is beating, and understand your entire company in 5 minutes to make us such a huge suggestion that you can solve their problems? Right? But yeah, so it's just about this approach, general conversations. We had a question around here. No? Ah, okay, here, yeah. Yeah, sure. I believe like it's Adobe Premiere. She wants to learn or find a good video, like video tutorial for video making, right? This is where you will just go to YouTube and filter by the most popular one. Just check likes. I don't know anything about 5,000 or 100,000 that has around, like 3 times more likes or 4 times more likes than dislikes will definitely do it. The people that are really good, you will just find it because they show right at the front, or else go to Skillshare. At least there you know that people specifically have been designing these tutorials and it will work out for you. How I learn is not this way. Sadly, I like to just go there and click all the buttons, and when I don't know how to do something, I just Google how can I chroma key 2 different colors on the same scene, which means I had a green suit of a person and the blue screen behind, like a blue background, and I want the blue background to be like in the space and the person here like made out of light and colors. And then this is a very specific thing, so I go for really specific challenges to YouTube to solve them, or Google. Yep. We have a question here. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, can you? Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Holder. It occurred something else to me. At least what helps for me is when I want to learn a specific program, I follow the course that I want, and this course I have converted in a single project or task that I want to do. For example, to learn this, it was part of a project that I say, okay, I want to make a video to show how it will be for someone that never tried virtual reality to work inside of virtual reality. So you have a little project, and through getting to the point of your project, you don't learn the software. You just get there. You will just be learning some specific things, and learning the software is not the priority. It's just like knowing how to achieve what you wanted to achieve. Yeah, that's what helps the most. Believe me, everything else you will figure out on the way. But you really need to know what you want to do with it, because else what might happen is that you will get bored of it, and it wouldn't be not worth your time testing and trying and watching tutorials. Other questions? I'm still here, so yeah, okay, we have 2 more. Yep, Nadia. Uh-huh. Okay, so let's see. I will hear the other 2 questions, and if they are short, then we will answer that one. Else we can discuss in a conversation why or how I started Whisper. So first here and then there. Matthias? Is your question too? Yeah, so from time to time, everybody has a moment of despair, and then not knowing what to do next. And so this is really cool because I get to talk about one example that I show you. And I'm going to be 100% clear and honest here. In February, I lost all the contracts. I lost all my contracts and got everything even canceled or postponed. There were some contracts I would have been able to hire 2 or 3 people right away. They were big and mid and long term. So, you know, I was like, man. There was one day I remember I saw my hand, and it was super nervous. That was like when almost the last one canceled, and I was shaking. And I just said to myself, Nelson, you live from solving people's problems. You need to apply the knowledge that you use for the others, the skills and the mindset for yourself. And I took one of these booklets that I was talking about. I took one of them, and I wrote the worst case scenario. And I wrote, this is the worst thing that could ever happen, which will something like, okay, so I will get a credit. This is not going to work. I'm going to be in huge debt. I have to illegally, you know, like I will be thrown out of Germany and European Union. I will never be able to come back, and I will go back to Salvador. And there, this is like I can go back to my parents. This was my worst case scenario. And after I wrote this down, I started to writing what I'm gonna do so that this doesn't happen, and what and just some sentences. And I noticed that my worst case scenario, where I'm still alive, it's not that bad. And with every one of these things that I wrote, I noticed that the probability became a possibility to become a really, I will need to actively in my head say, I'm going to do this wrong so that my worst case scenario is going to happen. So it's almost impossible that it happens. But I still prepare myself mentally for it to see that it's not as bad. And that cleared my head. And once my hair was clear, I'm not going to tell that I slept like a baby, no. But I slept. And the next day was a new day. I woke up. I had right next to my table this book. I opened. I saw what I wrote. And I was like, okay, cool. I had a list of 18 persons that I was going to write in certain chronology. I don't like to ask for favors, but 18 people that could potentially change the situation. Yep. And in the meantime, because things started working just some weeks ago for my company again, and I'm super happy about it. But in this time, I try to still be relevant. So I offer a lot of help to customers, telling them, hey, look, here, you're struggling with remote collaboration. Here is I wrote a manual about it. It's just 5 pages long. It goes straight to what you need to nail down. And it's for free. Just have it. Look, have it. I genuinely want to help you. And that's it. Nothing else asked. And gets me from these like actual customers that I got, they're already coming back again, becoming current customers. It's all about really genuinely wanting to serve and help others. And then good things will happen back to you. So this is how I reacted, and this is how I thought, okay, I reacted in this way. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to help others as much as I can. I joined a hackathon. This hackathon, well, Nadia also participated, Maria also participated. And we were the most popular project of the largest hackathon ever done in history. And because of this, I got in a paper published in the biggest newspaper in my country. And then I was in TV, and we were on German TV. And Forbes came to me and said, Mileke, we want to cover you in articles. And then Forbes said, like, whoa, we saw that you write articles. We want you to become an article contributor for us. And a lot of other things were happening. So, yeah, it turned out all right. But it was just because having this mindset. Else, I could have just cried myself to sleep. I don't know, you get to choose what you do, right? Yeah. So any other questions? Or anybody, like the question that you asked is how I got to Whisper. Just anybody is interested in knowing this question? Just raise your hand if you want to know why or how. How was this? Okay, all right. You're lucky. No, I'm kidding. So I'm going to respond this really quickly. I'm just checking with the time. Okay, we have 5 minutes. That's good. I was working for this huge German airline. So everybody knows which yeah. And I was innovation manager there. I helped build and re-engineer and redesign 4 different innovation departments. And at one point, I was also seeing suppliers like innovation consultants come to this company. What they were charging, I will see the numbers and say like, wow, you can charge that for, wow, okay, it just didn't make sense. And I started to get angry and later furious of being so disappointed with the work of these people. They were really nice strategists, and they use innovation. Remember the going away from the core? They use innovation as a marketing stunt. It's like, yeah, we're innovative, and they just slap innovation wherever, and they just do basic strategy stuff. They are not even good coaches. They don't have any empathy for the people there. Some of them were okay, and I just said to myself, oh, no. And these people are even coming from Berlin when people are supposed to be innovative. And I just figured out, hey, I might be innovative myself. I might be creative. I might have the empathy. I might be somebody with the heart to genuinely try to serve others and create good stuff. And I always knew that I wanted to start my own company. It's my mother and father, they had their own companies. When I was really small, my father started his. They were the first one to tell me, like, no, don't start a company. But I always knew that I wanted to do this. And now I had a problem that I wanted to solve, that I deeply, really wanted to solve. And I said, okay, I'm going to start Frankfurt's first dedicated innovation agency. And with dedicated, I mean that you really live it. That you really, and every single one of the customers really experiences it. And there is not a, this is my process, this is my method, we're just gonna put it here and then follow it. Because the very specific moment when I was super disappointed and angry at the same time, it's difficult, angry inside, disappointed outside is, I remember we were in this workshop and one team was really struggling. And they are like, no, but this is not working for us, whatever. And this is like, no, trust the method. We're on step 4. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Step 5, and started explaining. I said, wow, okay. I mean, so how innovative and flexible. We cannot even rethink the method and apply something else. And this one of the key moments that I knew, okay, I need to start something on my own to correct this. Yeah, and it took some months. Maybe my biggest mistake is that I was waiting to get a German passport. I applied for a German passport, German citizenship, and I didn't want to quit the most German patriotic company that you can imagine from Germany, right? I mean, it flies. And yeah, but one day I remember I said, like, I will not let any person, guided by bureaucracy and that is working super slowly every day, or maybe they were working a lot, but I mean, a lot of work, but somebody that is slowing down my life, that I have no control it to continue deciding for me. So I said, it's like, if I never get this passport and I have this, the one from El Salvador, which I really love coming and being born in El Salvador because it gave me really lots of perspectives, but I also like to move around the world without having to get visas for everything, right? I said, no, I'm not gonna wait anymore. If I don't get this passport, I don't care, I'm gonna start my company now. And I set a time, I started saving. I definitely didn't save the same, that's why 3 times longer, 3 times less money coming in. And yeah, and it just started. And I use everything from, I'm just gonna tell one more thing there. I use like all the methods that I was showing you to design the ecosystem of WeSpark. And there was one thing that's super important for me. I created a lifestyle first that I wanted to have so that I feel motivated, that I wake up every day, and then I created the company matching this lifestyle. And I use Ikigai. Some of you already talked with me, and I told you Ikigai is like a Japanese way of figuring out what you should be doing. And we saw it yesterday during the presentation from David. So yeah, definitely, it's something worth checking out. If you haven't done it, really do it. You can come to me and show me, hey, this is my Ikigai, what do you think? And I will be more than welcome to help you with that. So how are we with the time? Okay, I believe we have to finish. I'm gonna just ask you one thing. I really want you to learn everything that I was telling you. We're everywhere on all social media. If you have to follow us in one place, there on LinkedIn. We're always sharing innovation methods. Again, my name is Nelson Javier Mejia, so go out and release your inner genius. Thank you very much.